Merry Christmas, Advanced Wealth Strategies family. At our last economic update, we're in the midst of the president election. What the market was anticipating was a Trump win. What they weren't anticipating was the results of the red wave. Since the election, we've seen an increase in financial services, consumer discretionary, which we typically see rally in December because of the Christmas rally, as well as small caps due to less regulations.
So speaking of tariffs, immediately after the election, several countries internationally were affected. Their markets in Mexico, China, and Canada were all affected negatively, mainly because of the threat of tariffs. By the way, if you're in the market for a large screen TV, you should probably buy that soon, because the majority of large screen TVs are actually made in Mexico. With the threat of tariffs, you might want to buy now. Further on tariffs, they actually are going to affect the manufacturers more than they are actual consumers. Not as much of the tariffs are actually going to be passed along to consumers as some would say. So therefore, it's not going to be as detrimental as the distractors might say, but it's also not going to be as beneficial as some supporters would say. It's certainly not going to raise as much money for the United States government as some of those supporters would have you believe. Looking forward to 2025, here's some bullet points, some mild predictions. We probably see some cuts early in 2025 from the Fed as far as the interest rate cuts. Not as many maybe as the market currently thinks is going to happen, and we probably won't see very many cuts in the second half of the year. Okay. Also in 2025, as we look forward, there's lots of talk about, is there going to be a recession? We don't foresee a recession in 2025 at this point. And most of the experts, economists that we talk to and listen to think that 2025 is going to be fairly stable from a recessionary standpoint. We don't see that on the horizon. Inflation, though, is a little bit more up in the air. There is probably a 50-50 split on whether or not we think inflation has actually been tamed and we're not going to have to worry about it, or whether inflation might start rearing its head again and we might have to deal with that again. So that's something for us to look forward to in the future. If you have any questions for us or need anything from us, please always call us anytime, email us, whatever we can do for you, we're happy to do that. We hope you and your families have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you again next month.